Okay, so let's take a look at some more pieces here that we can keep modeling. And I'll hit 3 on that just to kind of give myself a sense of identity. And oh, this one's going to be tricky. I didn't actually think about all that. I might just kind of fake that and put in some kind of easy cylinder in there. Okay, let's take a look at this front bit here. So I've got this, and this is just a series of extrudes, and well, I first drew it out using the create polygon tool and the append polygon tool and kind of extrude and pulled it out. And I used a bunch of poly split on it. But this front bit here kind of looks interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make a duplicate. And so with a duplicate, actually let's do this. I'm gonna make it so I can select this ref and I'm gonna select the duplicate at the same time. Let's go to the front view. Okay, and it isn't really sitting as well as I was hoping it would. Okay, maybe this piece here needs to come down a bit. I'll pretend. Pretend I'm being really accurate. And let's grab this, and I'm gonna grab, say, it's like this one, and this one, and I'll just go in and delete the rest. Okay. And then I can probably just grab these things and move them over a little bit. Actually, this whole thing is messed up, man. Actually, I gotta pause for a second. Okay, so I was just checking, and yeah, it was totally off, and so I had to go in and move them around. I don't know what I was thinking when I put these together. I didn't actually check these in Photoshop first, and I should have. I just assumed for some reason they were all the same aspect ratio, and I was off. So we got this piece, and actually before I start doing any action on this here, let's just go and do this, and I'll just grab these vertices. I just put this on reference so I can't select it. I can see it, but I can't select it. Okay, and there, let's get this so we got the right shape. And what else do we have here? So if I grab these things, and I'm just gonna see if that works. Did that work? It did. I just pressed the down arrow on my keyboard just to see if I could go down and it would follow the... It doesn't always work exactly the way you'd hope. There, it didn't. But good enough. Okay, great. And now let's just take one more crazy look. Here's another evil trick I can do. If I grab, say, this face, this one, and maybe that one. Come on, you bastard. There. And I grab this piece. I have to turn that off reference so I can grab it. Over here, I can hit isolate select, and I'll just see just my faces. So if I got problems, I can fix that. Here's one of the things bugging me. My grid. Normally, I like this at 200, 10, and 1. Whenever I'm working real world size, these are the settings to do. Look, and then your grid isn't so annoying because it's just too dense and it makes me kind of freaky and claustrophobic. Now I can grab my vertices, and oh yes, I can tweak my vertices. Everybody likes to have their vertices tweaked there. Okay, and then I could... What's that? Anything funny going on there? What's that thing? Some other piece here. I'm going to move that over here. Well, it looks like when I did that, I wasn't thinking, and there's a few other little vertices here that need to come out. Come on. Okay, I'm just going to pretend I know what I'm doing. And taking this and tweaking that one. That one's okay. They're all okay from there. Okay, great. And so let's go back. There. And I might want to change the shape a little bit, but I think I'm okay. And let's turn this off. And let's make this opaque again. Yeah, my goal was to have it so that my shape here is pretty easy to work with. And there. Maybe I could have pulled it out more. Okay. Anyway, now I'm gonna go in and take this thing and make a duplicate. And with the duplicate, let's just isolate it for a second. Isolate it. If I go in and I grab this face all the way up to here, and then I invert the selection and I delete it, then I can kind of work on this piece and make it kind of fit just like on this Vespa. If it's something that's looks like it's separated, keep it separate. You know, like there's a little line that shows that these are two different pieces in real world. Separate them. Keep them apart from each other. They'll appreciate it later on. Actually, before I did that though, I probably could have done a few more things. Let's just take this though, and if I give it a quick extrude there, I could probably do some booleans into this thing a bit later on. I got some face action here. I'm just going to take this and double click. Grab the move tool, hold X, and then delete them. And the pivot point should probably be in the center for this thing, I would assume. Making a lot of assumptions. And then I can go and hit edit, duplicate special, change this into an instance. Actually, let's just edit, reset settings, instance, -1 in the X. Enter, boom, duplicate special. Now I got an instance. So as I work on one side, it will work the other. I've got that going on this thing too. When I look at this, I'll come back to this one later on. I kind of got it blocked out, so I'm happy for now. This thing looks kind of rounded in the reference up here, so I don't really have that. So I'm just going to take this edge ring and split. And I think it's relatively flat right here, so I can probably get away with this. Okay, something like this, and maybe I'll put one through here. I'm just going to hit G and repeat the last tool command. And that should round out fairly well. What happens when I hit 3? This one and this one need to come down a bit. Okay, and there's kind of a hard edge in there, so I'm just going to go over and use the insert edge whoop. And I'll pop a whoop here. There, and that looks a little bit sharper. Yeah, like that, man. And I'm kind of making up some stuff now. If I go in here and I create a polygon cylinder, I can take the cylinder and I'm going to pop it right there. And I just held down V and middle click wiggled and it did it for me. The cylinder's got too many subdivisions in the axis. I'm going to put that down to say 8. I'll just hold down J. There as I'm rotating it. Okay, and maybe I'll use my move tool. The move tool, remember if I want to line it up with this thing, with this cylinder here, I could hold down W and left click, axis, custom, set to edge, click on an edge, and boom, I can pull it along that axis. And it's actually going in and moving it it's giving you different translations as you're doing it too, so that's kind of cool. Okay, and I get something like this. And I'm just thinking I'm gonna butt this up against this piece. Come on, you bastard. Come on. Okay, let's try that again. So I select this, let's delete the history on it, and I'm going to freeze the transformations, and I'm going to use the insert edge whoop tool again. There we go. And that's going to work out fairly nicely. I'm just going to jam these two objects together. Maybe this piece here at the end. What if I went in and I grabbed the edge here and I did a quick, where's my bevel? There, bevel edge. And I'm just going to go in and reduce the fraction so it's a bit tighter. And then I could kind of maybe go in here and if I grab that vertice and then I go to faces, and I hit extrude, pull it out a bit, scale it down a bit. Oh, when I want to move it, I can do that little trick again. Axis custom to edge. I can pull it out along that and whatever. I'll pretend that's good enough for me. Okay. And looks like I totally missed on where that thing should go. I thought that it gapped kind of around here. Come on, there. Yeah, so maybe I have to do some changes. But again, it's just blocking it in, trying to figure out where things go. I guess the brake goes in there. Remember with the brake, if I want to put that brake in, if you want to break in, if I go over to the Create Polygon tool, and I click, 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 and then I hit Enter, and then I go and I find the Append to Polygon tool, and I hit G, I can repeat the last tool command, there, and what if I did something like this? There we go. There, and everything's sitting down on the floor, so I'll pull it up here. Once I get it here, so I got that general shape, I'm happy and I know it. I'm gonna clap my hands, I tell you I am. No, I'm just gonna go and hit extrude and pull it up and give it some thickness. I could do some more work to it, but again, I've got a good block in right here, and I don't know how far center me pivots. I'm gonna get excited by how close this actually is in reality to this this here. I think as long as it feels good, feels like I could ride it. We have 12-minute mark. Okay, good. And what other things I'm going to do to this? The seat. Well, I've already kind of figured out a lot of things about the seat, but let's go and put this onto the side. And let's go and make this somewhat transparent so I can see what the hell I'm doing. And it won't let me do this because it's on reference here. I've got to put it on reference so it doesn't pick that image that's in the foreground. And someone has done something funny to this recently where they made it so it's harder. There's like something where it doesn't want to pick your object in front. It's going to take too much to explain. It's something irritating though. Freaking Autodesk people. I'm going to send them all a Christmas card. It's not going to be nice. Just going to be curses. Curses! There. Okay, good, good, good. And I'll pull this one down this way a little bit. Maybe pull that over here. Almost feels like I could have some other kind of split here in this. Just because the way that doesn't really hold the shape very well. I've got this cylinder sitting right here. Yeah, I'm not going to get too carried away by it. Actually, I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to do something like this. And then I'll do this in another way in a moment. Actually, that's going to suck if I move that, isn't it? Just hold on a second. Put these back. Fine, I'll extrude them. Let's go ahead and I'll grab the faces on the bottom. Boop. And then if I hit extrude and I switch from local to global. I pull these down. And there's probably a face in the middle, I think, from the extrude. So I'm just going to quickly do this where I drag over all these and I go and I deselect these ones, and there's the ones in the middle are selected still, I thought. Yeah, you can see them all there in the middle. I'm just going to delete them. There. And there. And I'm going to put in an edge loop in here shortly, and then I can make that piece kind of cut a little bit better. I'm not going to worry about the hole underneath. I don't think anyone's going to notice. The moped police, the Vespa police will come and get me. That's what's going to happen. And okay, and this one here is going to look better. Again, you're watching me freaking tweak. I can tweak forever. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and take this edge. I'm going to go edge ring and split, and I'll do the same thing here. And then when I take this, I'm going to kind of move this up above this line here. Great. And hopefully this looks good when I finish. We'll see. Still kind of in a mystery that I would actually sit here and model a moped, or a Vespa, that is. And here, as I get to here, I think this would work better if this were sitting here, maybe. Let's do that. And then I'll go and get the multi-cut tool, and I'm just going to cut a line through. Oh, you bastard! I was using the multi-cut tool funny. I'm just going to go and reset the tool. Hold on a second. What tool am I on? There we go. Reset the tool. And then you can just kind of click and drag right through, and it instantly cuts. So then I can move this down. Okay. I'll move this over this way a little bit. There. That's good, good, good. And what is this looking like? It's okay. Multi-cut. Feel like it needs a line there. I'm gonna pop one through here, and I'll just because that's getting a bit long, and pop one through here. Just very long and rectangular pieces, just something I try to not have too many of. And switch back to the move tool, just using all the hotkeys as quick as I can. Okay, and those actually need to maybe come down a bit, and that can come down a bit. I'm seeing this differently as I'm moving along here. And just to see what the hell I'm doing, let's make this kind of opaque here. Okay, and that's looking better. Looks potentially comfortable. Okay, so I got all those things lined up, and what did I do down here? Did I delete something and I wasn't watching? I did. Just, how did I do that? What was I not paying attention to when I did that? Let's see. So, well, good. It's always good to see me screw up, right? It's always good. I'm going to use the append tool, and I'll append from here to here. And why is that not appending? What did I do wrong? So let's delete the history and solo this puppy. And I'm just going to go to vertex face. Aha, that's why it doesn't want to append. I did something funky right there and I wasn't aware of it. A fast way to get rid of those little lines right here is if you go in, if they're right on top of each other like that, if I just go and hit merge, they'll go away. and they probably went away. And now I should be able to use the append tool. And actually, just to prove that it is, I would go to vertex face. Oh, you bastard, they're still there. See, if I went in here for face and I went like this and then I deselect. What the hell are those things then? I go to append. Did I hide my faces? They're not border edges. You know what? I'm just going to pause for a second. Actually, it's the 20-minute mark. I'm going to finish and then I'm just going to go ahead and I'll do this again in a second.